We have stepped up the DOH, the ongoing efforts in rebuilding the city of Marawi since its liberation from the Maote terrorist group as declared by President Rodrigo Duterte on October 17. I, together with the central as well as regional officials of the DOH, visited the cities of Iligan and Marawi last November 10 in compliance with the President's directive to assist in the rehabilitation of the cities that were affected by the 5-month-long siege. And as Marawi enters its 7th week of freedom from the hands of the terrorist group, the DOH continues to respond to health challenges faced by displaced families who may have their homes and even lost their loved ones. And these people who took shelter in evacuation centers are referred to as IDPs. I think all of you know that. And they were given check-up or the Tamang Serbisyong Pangkalusugan para sa Pilipino services, which included provision of medical supplies as part of the ongoing medical assistance to all IDPs, whether staying in evacuation centers or home base. Moreover, psychological intervention has been made available to affected families and service providers in an effort to address their mental health needs. Nutrition, especially of the young children and the elderly, is another important consideration being responded to. And then the most recent data from our DOH Health Emergency Management Bureau indicated that the fighting displaced a total of 77,955 families, or 367,000 thereabouts individuals. 76 evacuation centers are still in operation, harboring 2,532 families, or 8,574 individuals. A total of 86 deaths were recorded from May 23 up to the present, with common causes being pneumonia, sepsis, cardiovascular diseases, acute gastroenteritis, and prematurity. To date, a total of 18,801 families, or 106,598 individuals from 40 barangays in Marawi have already returned home. Marawi hospitals, namely the Amay Pakpak Medical Center and the Dr. Abdullah Hospital, are on 24/7 operation, providing relevant medical services. There are 27 active referral hospitals near the city, and currently there are 22 serviceable barangay health stations and outposts in Marawi City open to the public. Excuse me. The DOH Central Office, as well as its regional offices and partner agencies, have given a total of 222,388,985 pesos worth of logistics and funding assistance to the hospitals as well as to the evacuation centers in the concerned areas. We at the DOH assure the people of Marawi that we will not waver in our efforts to rehabilitate the city through ensuring that their health needs are met on a day-to-day basis, and we ask our fellow Filipinos there to stay strong and be resilient in the everyday challenges of life. And let us be optimistic that one day we will regain the glory of Marawi. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Duque. Questions for Bangon Marawi first. Maricel Halili, TV5.
Hi, sir. Good morning. General Padilla. Sir, I understand that Secretary Cuy already confirmed that PNP has recommended Malacanang for a 1-year extension for martial law in Mindanao. May we know what's the recommendation of AFP?
Our recommendation has been submitted to the Secretary of National Defense, and the Secretary, after duly studying it, has forwarded the recommendation to Malacanang. The recommendation, I don't have the details of as to the length, but as far as I'm concerned, there is a recommendation to similarly support the recommendation of Philippine National Police. But I am not privy to the whole report, and I am not at liberty to discuss whatever it is that has been placed in the recommendation until such time that the decision has been made.
Meaning, sir, extension of martial law. Is it within Mindanao also or
Yes.
on particular places?
It is for the Mindanao area.
May we know, sir, the reason behind for a recommendation for an extension?
Well, let me discuss the statistics just so everybody can be clarified on why such a recommendation is being made. I am not privy to the report as I mentioned, but we did several briefings for members of the media earlier on. At itong mga briefing na to na ginawa natin nung kamakailan, na ihayag natin para malaman ng ating mga kababayan ang rason at yung mga bagay na kailangan nating pagtuunan ng pansin. At itong mga bagay na ito ay yung mga iba't ibang armadong grupo na nananatili sa kabuuan ng Mindanao. I'm sorry, there's a foreigner in the group, so may I just also translate what I'm saying in Tagalog. As I was saying, earlier on we did a briefing for members of the media in order to communicate the basis for the extension of or the declaration of martial law previously and the many threats that we still face in the island of Mindanao particularly. Now, in the island of Mindanao, as you are well aware of, the most significant that you have been following has been the Dawla Islamiyah, where the Maute, the ASG, and other terrorist organizations are part of, and they were the ones responsible for the siege in Marawi. Now, they still remain to be a threat. Although they have significantly been degraded in terms of capability and manpower, those who survive that siege still remain at large and are attempting to recover by recruiting other members of the society, particularly the vulnerable sector of our population. And they are students, children, women, and the like, as well as relatives of those who lost their lives in the fight. So they are attempting to do that, and the primary means for which they are doing that is through enticements of cash rewards and the like. So ito pong kanilang pagre-recruit ay isang bahagi ng kanilang effort upang magpalakas uli at kanilang inaasahan na maaaring sigurong bumawi. Kaya nananatili pa rin silang isang banta sa seguridad, lalo na ng Marawi. At ayaw nating mangyari ito. This is something that we don't want to happen for this group to come back again. With a vengeance, that is. And besides this group, we still face significant violent activities that are possible from the groups of the BIFF over in Maguindanao, Lanao, and Cotabato, as well as the threats brought about by the continued existence of ASG forces in the islands of Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. The group over in Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi has had quite a challenge already because our troops have been focused. Joint Task Force Sulu under Brigadier General Sobihana, Joint Task Force Tawi-Tawi under General Parcon are doing a splendid job of keeping the peace there. And as you may well have noted, the statistics will bear me out that the incidents and attempts for getting mariners from international freighters or ships that are plying that route is zero. There were attempts to kidnap, but they were done in the proximity of the islands and targeted were locals, local fishermen and local mariners. But we have had no incident pertaining to international and maritime freighters or shipping. In addition, our engagements with Indonesia and Malaysia, that is included in our trilateral agreement with them, continues to be very relevant and very significant. This trilateral arrangement includes maritime patrols through ships and boats and patrol craft, and also air patrols using our air assets, Indonesian air assets, and Malaysian air assets. So by and large, this international engagement with our neighbors is helping a lot as we continue with our own efforts on our side of the border. So this is keeping these enemies at bay. But we still need to continue, and we still need the cover of martial law to address that bigger threat that they pose in other areas. Now, in other areas, in the whole of Mindanao, following the declaration of the President of the formal end of peace talks with the CPP, NPA, and DF. Also, increasing violence initiated by the left is something to watch out for and something that we have to prepare for and confront. That's part of the reason why martial law may be needed to cover other areas where potential terrorists are in hiding. Just to highlight the significant increases in these violent incidents, from the period of January to 30 November this year, there has been a tremendous increase of 65% overall for Eastern Mindanao and Western Mindanao, with the majority falling over in the area of Eastern Mindanao, of violent incidents perpetrated by the NPA. There were a total of 617 incidents for the whole of the year, and 382 of them were committed in the Eastern Mindanao Command area and 18 in the Western Mindanao Command area by the NPA. Of these violent incidents, the telltale effect has been one to note, because in 2016, where the damage we have computed or estimate was at about over 100 million, there was a 2,000% increase in the amount, on the effect of the violent incidents on business alone. 2.4 billion per our estimate was the amount of establishments, assets of government, construction companies, and other businesses that have gone up in flames. Arson alone yan. So itong mga patuloy na ginagawang karahasan at kaguluhan na nagsisimula sa hanay ng New People's Army ay isang bagay na seryoso natin tinitingnan dahil nakakaapekto na to sa ating ekonomiya. At ang mga seryosong naapektuhan ay ang mga maralita na sa kanila nakatuon ang mga infrastrukturang proyekto na ating ginagawa. Kasi karamihan sa kanilang inaatake ay pag-atake sa mga construction companies na nagsasagawa ng ng infrastrukturang proyekto tulad ng farm-to-market roads at mga iba pang infrastructure projects. So we cannot let this continue on. And I think the President is fully aware of this. That is why he had to formally end peace talks because of this continued violent incidents and its effect on our economy. Now, just to segue a bit, nais ko lang pong ipaliwanag sa karamihan na hindi nakakaintindi na bakit natin kailangan seryosohin po itong mga nangyayari ngayong huling mga linggong ito, ay dahil ang panig po ng Armed Forces at ng ating buong gobyerno, ang hinahangad po natin ay magdulot ng maayos na kabuhayan sa ating mga mamamayan. We desire to improve the economy, particularly in the area of Mindanao, and we cannot do that unless there is stability. And stability can only be had if there is peace. Yan po ang ating inaasam at inahangad na nais pong magdala ng napakaraming infrastrukturang proyekto ang ating gobyerno upang maibsan po ang kahirapan na nararamdaman ng ating mga kababayan at magbago at mag-improve o umangat ang kanilang antas sa buhay. Pero hindi ho mangyayari yan lahat kung yung stabilidad o ang kapayapaan ay hindi mangingibabaw. At yan po ang unang hinangad ng ating mahal na Pangulo sa unang kanyang ibinigay na SONA. In the first State of the Nation address of the President, let us remember that he tried to lay the predicate for peace by initiating a unilateral ceasefire on the part of government, which initially was very promising. Pero unfortunately, 2017, February, was when it started to end. The left themselves did not want to pursue the ceasefire and just wanted to fight and talk. Now, it was during that period when many of the violent incidents reached its height. When they ended the peace talks in February, the incidents numbered 78 at the end of January to February first 2 weeks, 82 towards March, 71 incidents in April, 72 again in May, and 80 in June. This by far this year, these were the most number of incidents, violent incidents perpetrated by the NPA. So you can see that they were trying to talk peace, but they were not sincere. Hindi nila pinakikita ang kanilang sinseridad dahil sa sa aking pong binanggit at ibinigay sa inyong statistics na maliwanag po dito na habang nag-uusap po tayo ng kapayapaan, doon po yung pinakamadami at pinakamarahas na mga insidenteng kanilang ginawa. Yan po yung sa parte ng Eastern Mindanao. Habang tayo po ay kaharap naman natin ng mga terorista sa may panig.
The last three questions about Bangon Marawi. Rose Novenario to be followed by Raymond and Joseph Morong.
Hi, good morning, General.
Magandang umaga.
Sir, ano ho yung nakikita niyong dahilan sa paglakas ng puwersa ng New People's Army, particular po dun sa sinabi niyo sa Eastern Mindanao, considering po na since last year sa Davao bombing, nakataas naman po yung state of emergency. At nung panahon po ng May, hanggang ngayon ay umiiral yung martial law. Paano pa po sila nakapagpalakas ng puwersa kung may